welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. Happy to have you all on the live tonight. How y'all are doing, good folks? Good to see you there. Wherever you're joining us from, at home here in Guyana or you in the diaspora, welcome. We're happy to have all of you. Mandy, Beatrice, Sandra, Wilma, Roxanne. Good to have you folks. Brenda, Homie. Good to have you, Desiree Felix. Vanessa Adams, come on down. Good to see you, Vanessa, Mandy, and I see Annette, Charles Nelson, Desiree, Desire, Marilyn. Good to have you here as well, and Grace and Volme, Adolphus. Good to have you too. Sandra Hanover, Wilma Grant, Roxanne Odessa Jacobs, Deborah Clark. Good to have you beautiful folks on the live tonight. How y'all doing, folks? Do let us know how y'all doing. Hope the audio has improved there. Do let us know. Good to see each and every one of you. We got Cheryl. Good to have you. Annette. Good to have you too. Claudia Gibson. Onessa Ward Dean. Karen Fresco. Hewley Trotman is here too. 3 minutes in. 400 plus of you are here. Bonita. We see you there too. Guys, how you all doing? How you all doing? Please and thank you. Happy to have you all here with us. Where we all are joining us from, folks. Trust that you all are well. Been in the jacket most of the day. You know, one of the nights I feel like taking it off. But I can't disrespect you all like that. You know, when we come out here, we're not playing, folks. We come to do business with you all. Urban Dawn and Grace and Ingrid. Deborah Sharona Lynch is here too. I see John Jones. John Jones, good night to you. And all the other folks. Shireen Baines is here. I see Onessa and Debbie and my God, all you wonderful, beautiful folks. Happy that you all could join us. Happy. Most happy that you all could join us. You know, there are quite a few things happening. Quite a few things happening that we want to draw to your attention. Right? We want to draw to your attention. No doubt some of it probably pass you on social media ready for the day. You scroll past it, you stop, you watch. And here we are. How you all folks are doing? Happy and delighted to have all of you on the live tonight. Coming in soft, 10 past the hour. 10 past the hour, and as I said, happy to have all of you with us tonight. How you all doing, folks? How you all doing? Let's hit you up with some of the things that making the rounds tonight. And like I'm so confused, I don't know where to start. Jamal, Shandell, Jamal Aziz, where's Lachman? Good to have all of you. Rajin, good to have Onessa, Myrna Stoby, Pelodrums in the house. Port Kaituma in the house tonight. Good to have you, Linda, and you other folks. I'm happy y'all just allow me to be me. Loud and obnoxious. Good to have you all in the ring tonight. It's another evening. We want to touch on a couple things. Y'all ready? Y'all are ready, folks? Y'all are sure you're ready? It's so much happening. You know, you got them boys, you got them girls. You know, you think things going one way, sometimes it goes another way. Who knows sometimes, eh? Oh, yeah. Who knows sometimes? You know, some of you are ready to clock in. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. One of the things we're following tonight, folks. One of the things we're following. When you touch a button, things must move, man. Shucks. One of the things we're following, good folks. You ready for it? You may go brace it over. Region 1 again. We got some additional reporting on Region 1. This one might take the cake. I don't know. This matter is not finished as yet. A lot of allegations in this matter. Lots of allegations, lots of alligators. But we got some additional reporting for you folks. We think you guys might want to know about. Right? Should I go ahead? I don't know. You all share the life is yet? Should I go ahead and give you all the update? Y'all smash that emoji button is yet? You know some of y'all like past people? It's a long time we put the bell in one of your chest, you know. That's where this iPass coming. That's where this iPass coming, but you're gonna finish it. What may see one pass you? To all the beautiful folks out there, where they're joining us from the East Bank. Where is that? Pearl? East Bank. Where they're joining us from Diamond. This beautiful street in Diamond. Where is that? Where they're joining us from tonight. So happy that all of you can be with us. I miss you all. I find I'm missing you all plenty and steady now. That's what I find. But are we ready? Region 1 again. You know? How you all doing, good folks? Region 1 again. Rajan, are we ready? Orvin Don, David Robinson, Beatrice Selby, are we ready? Region 1 again. To serve and protect. I mean to protect. To serve and protect. I mean to protect. Serve and protect. We got to hold ourselves to a higher standard, man. Can't just about the place, doing all sorts of stuff, operating all sorts of how. We got to do different. Isn't that so? Man, you all are ready yet. We can come back to this. I bet some of y'all share the life so others can get the valid information. But you all ready? We can circle back to it. Pull it back, selector. Well, pull it back. Y'all are ready for this thing, man. Y'all playing tonight. Sandra. Man said, don't do it, Sharon. Angela Jordan. Jean Noble. Good to have so many of you in the live tonight. Claire Capel. Linton Ben. Mario Bella. Good to have you. Albert Daniels. Desiree Thomas. Savage. Beverly Romaine. Great to have all of you folks on the live. This is one we're going to circle back to because I find you all in bad ration tonight. Yeah, not ready. I'll give you all easy time. I can give you all an easy time. We can circle back to that one in particular. But look, some other stuff we're following, folks. Y'all think it's easy? All of you who think it's easy, well, I telling you all, it is not. Y'all think the PvP easy? Huh? Well, I want to tell you all, it is not. It is not. It is not. I wonder how y'all boy Vikram Bharat doing. You know, I didn't intend to touch on this subject until tomorrow morning. I wanted to deal with it especially in a short video. And I think perhaps I'll still do that perhaps after the program. If you aren't too busy, we're gonna drop that short video on social media. If y'all not too busy, I know. Some of y'all might go and practice. You know? I don't know. Some of y'all might go and practice. You know? I didn't forget a couple of things. I have it for a little reminder. You might go. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. But we got a lot of things happening. Quite a few things happening. I'll bring you in from there. We're following this worker who was stabbed quite recently. A construction worker, they tell us, at a party in Good Fortune. Construction worker Gladwin Daniels, we're being told, was fatally stabbed in the neck around 30 hours just yesterday. 30 hours yesterday. Isn't this 12:30 at night? The folks said he was attending a party at Good Fortune This is my old stomping ground. I used to live at Good Fortune. Beautiful place on the west side, the best side. Because I was over there, that's why they ended up calling it that. West side, the best side. At Good Fortune. Listen to the story here. Police said 2 men called Daniels outside this party. Called him outside the party. And an argument erupted. One of the men stabbed him in his neck. They tell us both suspects are assisting with investigation. And of course, you can only imagine the Region 3 folks are shook at. Shook at. So other reports indicated that these men might have been imbibing the party setting there in Good Fortune when this horrific event took place. You know, call him out from this party. And what Gladwin didn't know, he's walking to his death. Walking to his death. Being called to his death. I know we always say, wrong these parts, people take life is treated too cheaply. Life is treated too cheaply in these parts. And that's one of the major problems. One of the major problems that we have. Violence. And then what Susan told the what did Susan tell the US ambassador? crime and then away, man. Live this thing. Let the people come. Live this advisory. Crime and going no place. You sure? Sue, you sure? All right. Our thoughts and prayers with this family. I just wanted to underscore that. Our thoughts and our prayers with this family. And you all know what the good book advises us. When these things happen, it says at the end, what is it? Beginning of sorrows. Remember we told you about this hunting trip gone wrong? You left to go on a hunting trip. You don't know what you don't know. You just don't know it. Here's a man going what appears to be with some friends. With some friends. You see? And boom. Boom. He too, he's walking to his death. What a sad state of affairs. I can tell you. And I see this in my personal capacity. I don't believe this story. You know the folks, if it sounds too good to be true, most times it is. Just too good to be true. So, police have determined that 29-year-old Lekram Prasad, who was killed the day before yesterday during this hunting trip at Friendship Baghdad, Lekram Prasad, he died from a single gunshot wound to the back of his head. A single gunshot wound. That's what they're telling us. To the back of his head. And we're told as well that this is according to Wayne D. Hart, regional commander, that investigators are now preparing a file for the DPP, the Director of Public Prosecution, but that it remains unclear whether murder charges will be laid. And we're told that Prasad's death occurred during this hunting expedition with friends. Right? They were shooting something. And they said they heard a shot. And they want to say that he was caught. It wasn't willful. That is what they're saying. Some accident happened. A shot was discharged, according to the report. And Lekram Prasad was later found dead. Single gunshot wound to the back of his head. How you call somebody, family, and say, Lekram coming home. You go to hunt some duck or something like that. You all know. Gunshot, a single gunshot. Accident. They said forensic testing continues. Forensic testing. You all remember that American story? You all remember that? Young woman who went on vacation with her colleagues. That story ripped me up. Marlon, you remember that? You remember that? Susan Sawinga crime. Ambassador Her Excellency Nicole Terrio. We don't have crime. What was the name of the young lady? Her friends took her on vacation. And then they beat her to death or something like that. Do you remember that? Oh, I couldn't take it, Rhonda. Good to have Rhonda laying on the life tonight. I couldn't take it. You gotta be careful what friends you're keeping. Romy Leander, Marlon, so yes. Naomi Drucker, you remember that? Beautiful young lady. They went somewhere in the Bahamas or someplace like that on vacation. A group of friends. And then things take a turn. Things take a turn, Dorrit. Kirk, Shalene, Carlton, Boozman. Things take a turn. Homie and Kirk. Like this young man. Like this young man. Thoughts and prayers with his friends and family. Lekram Prasad. Thoughts and prayers with his family. Such a very, very sad turn of events. Thoughts and prayers with them. That being said, I don't know, y'all lazy. But if we give you all little cash transfers and more cash grants and so on, y'all ain't gonna want to work. I didn't know that. This according to one Vikram Bharat, Minister of Natural Resources. He said, no, don't worry this thing with here now. Don't worry, no cash grant, don't worry. What you want all of the fuck? What is it? Huh? What is it? You're lazy. You're lazy. But Vikram Bharat saying that, isn't he telling us that Joe Hamilton the right? Joe said the lazy man bringing the foreigners, they weren't no papers and nothing like that. Rock and come in with the foreigners. Work permit, them prices come party, man. Can't wake up next day. Program say much more if you get them cash transfers and cash handouts. We gonna leave this country poorer. Program. Was I telling you all just this morning? It has occurred to me that the people believe everybody in this country getting a government salary. I would like that. But that's not the reality. So we have to accept the world as it is and not just how we want it to be. Vikram said, "Lazy, y'all can walk. They come on, walk. Who want to go to work? Who want to go to school? Just like a minister. Who want to go to work, man? Ask Robson. Ask Anand. Ask Joe. Ask Polly. Who want to go to work? You are in a big body. Cash grant? What's a cash grant? What's a cash transfer? I want you all to understand. The UPRO believe in cash transfer, and more so, well, I should say believe in cash grants, and more so in cash transfer. And we've argued it has to be done in a structured way. Where there's transparency, where you have good governance built into the thing, accountability. We're for it. We believe this money is not ours, we're but stewards. And if the people say they want the money, who are we? The voice of the people is the voice of God. That's what I mean by vox populi. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Brigham said, don't worry about that. We know better, man. We know. We know more than y'all. We know more than y'all. The Honorable Minister of Natural Resources at the time appearing on a podcast. Let's talk for yourself. Take a look. Vikram Barath, Minister of Natural Resources.
No, but getting back to the question of cash transfer. Now, it's a failed model. It's a model that has not worked in any part of the world. Now, let's look at a few countries. Let's look at the U.S. Right? Many of these people who have been called in for cash transfer, some of them live in the U.S. Some of them have relatives in the U.S. because we're so connected. And I want them to answer us if there is any cash transfer given to them in the U.S. The U.S. is one of the most powerful countries in the world. The U.S. produces probably the most oil in the world among oil producing countries. I've never heard of any cash transfer in the U.S. Qatar, which is probably one of the richest countries in the world per capita, I've never heard of any cash transfer in Qatar. The UAE, which is Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and other states, Emirates, I've never heard of any cash transfer given. Look at Ghana, look at Angola and those African countries that produce oil. So this model, it can't work. It don't work. And let's look at it practical, in a practical sense. Now, should we do that? Let's say we're going to give every household 500,000 or whatever the case is, every month or every quarter, whatever. Now, who will work after that? It's sending a bad message. Who will go to school after that?
So giving you what belongs to you in a structured way. Spelling y'all. Saying a bad message. We got to keep you dependent. That's what we got to do. Keep you dependent on targeted grants. Right? We want to get lazy. Why you must earn him big money like minister? Why you must earn him big money like minister? You not want to get him go to work? You see? You don't want to get him go to work. You go to school. You need schooling to get the money. And if you get any money up front, you don't want school. You just sit back and you rack back for the 500,000 for rolling. This is out of touch. So out of touch. You know, if we vote on policies, the election have a different outcome. If we vote on a slate, a platform of ideas, how are they going to win? Mouthing stuff like that. People in this country are having a hard time economically. A hard time. I think I can put on a video tonight. Over the last 3 years, cost of living went up by more than 50%. And these 8%, 10% raise in salaries can't cushion that. Cash transfers are important. People are hurting in this country economically. And now we're being told that Vikram Barath, the Ministry of Natural Resources, they put out a statement that the Kaichor News article is devious. Right? It's devious. That's what it said in this statement. Kaichor News is being devious. That the minister's words were misrepresented, twisted, right, regarding government's approach to cash transfer. Twisting. Well, unless we hear ourselves, what we heard is twisted. How many of you all share the same view that cash transfer, is bad? It will leave us poorer. Just in case you're now joining us, here's the minister's statement again.
No, but getting back to the question of cash transfer. Now, it's a failed model. It's a model that has not worked in any part of the world. Now, let's look at a few countries. Let's look at the U.S. Right? Many of these people who have been calling for cash transfer, some of them live in the U.S. Some of them have relatives in the U.S. because we're so connected. And I want them to answer us if there is any cash transfer given to them in the U.S. The U.S. is one of the most powerful countries in the world. The U.S. produces probably the most oil in the world among oil producing countries. I've never heard of any cash transfer in the U.S. Qatar, which is probably one of the richest countries in the world per capita, I've never heard of any cash transfer in Qatar. The UAE, which is Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and other states, Emirates, I've never heard of any cash transfer given. Look at Ghana, look at Angola, and those African countries that produce oil. So this model, it can't work. It don't work. And let's look at it practical, in a practical sense. Now, should we do that? Let's say we're going to give every household 500,000 or whatever the case is, right, every month or every quarter, whatever. Now, who will work after that? It's sending a bad message. Who will go to school after that?
Sending a bad message. He the bullshit coming. He the bullshit coming. He the bullshit coming. Watch and see. A lot of persons didn't expect Vikram to be back in that ministry. They thought he was a gunner. Right? I think he just signed your own letter there. It was nice knowing you, Vikram. Very nice knowing you. Very nice. You didn't get it right, you know. Very shocking. You can get it right. That being said, folks, we watching the time here. A couple other things we want to share to you. I know you got a particular story really want to talk about. What's wrong with Vikram? This is the people's money, it's not PPP money. It is the people's money. And the people should have their money since we start pumping oil. People shouldn't be crying out about cost of living, but they do. It's just poor management on the government's part. Very poor leadership on the government's part. Very, very poor leadership. I said we're gonna circle back to Vikram another time. Bring it down. You know, you're on vacation, right? Jagdo's on a month vacation 2 weeks have elapsed. Why don't you see the man get press conference tomorrow? You gotta come and clean Vikram now. Clean up Vikram mess. You gotta come out from vacation now. Yeah. On a month's vacation. Spend 2 weeks. Press on Thursday. Watch. Vikram, your day's numbered. Vico, your day's numbered. Your day's numbered. A couple other things we want to touch. What would a day in this country be like if we didn't have a little carnage? You know? Fed up. Slow down, please, and arrive alive. Slow down. We're being told that a landscaper driving a car struck a pedestrian known as Swath around 20 hours just yesterday, or early this morning, I should say. 20 hours early this morning at Monrepo Public Road. Swath succumbed to his injuries. And we're told that the pedestrian ran into the path of the car. A breathalyzer test found no alcohol on the driver's breath. And he's been placed, this police corporal, on close arrest, while these investigations proceed. The wild, wild west. That's what we've become. Wild, wild west. So thoughts and prayers with the family of Swat. Friends and family. Our thoughts and prayers with the community there. Carnage in our roads and waterways. Violence against women and girls and boys. The maladies we got to fight in this country. The sheer maladies we got to take on, we got to fight. We're going to wrap up in another couple of minutes. I did tell you I want us to circle back to the Region 1 affair. Police corporal. Police doing the most, eh? Police out here doing the most. Doing the most. Police force can't catch a break. Just can't catch it. Looking for some good news for the force. But you better stop looking because you ain't going to find it. You're not going to find it. So don't look. You all remember the police corporal, Mr. Khan, from Region 7? Police Corporal Khan. And you all remember the story there. Mother has denied that any sexual relationship is happening between Khan and the daughter. Denied it vehemently. Not just deny it a little bit. Swear. Like on it, she put your hand in the Bible. She said, no, it's not happening. It's just not happening. That's the first shot. And then we're told that a medical examination was required of the young lady. And she said, no way, Jose. The mother. She's not going to be subjected to any medical examination. Maintaining that there's no relationship whatsoever between the policeman and the daughter. As a matter of fact, the mother, according to the press, has said that there's just a family friend. It's just a family friend. That hikes up the daughter and brace her by a mirror. Just a family. You don't. That's not nothing. And I've seen the myriad comments on social media concerning the kinds of acceptance you might have had happening in that family situation, where Can now feels comfortable. Now I'm bound to say that all of these are just allegations that has been made against this policeman from Region 9. It's all just allegations. But for onlookers, there seems to be a level of comfort in what is transpiring here. And as a matter of fact, I can give you the update that comment to that. As a matter of fact, I think the mother went on to say that these photographs are being circulated on social media maliciously. That's what's part of what the mother said based on the reporting that we have seen. Maliciously, they have done this. Why would you want to do that? Maliciously, these photographs are being circulated. In addition to that, these allegations against Corporal Khan, Police Corporal Shazim Khan. In addition to that, we're told that an individual from the state who has responsibility to remove young people from such situations went to Region 1 to do that. And the police in Region 1, it is alleged, tried everything in their power to prevent that young lady from being removed from that situation and brought to the capital, where it was promised that a forensic interview was going to be done. That's what we were told. That's the allegation that is being made. That the police did all they could, Mabruma Region 1, not to let the young lady be escorted to the city by this particular individual, who the state vests with the authority to make that kind of removal of a child from that kind of situation. And to the father of the 15-year-old, and to the father. Here's where it gets a little dicey now. We are being told, right? It is being alleged. Let me choose my words very carefully. Right? The father from Wona village. Hope I'm getting it right. Wona village. 38 years old. Mr. Hanif. We told the father of the child is in this allegedly peculiar relationship with Police Corporal Shazim Khan from the Mabruma Police Station. Allegedly. In this relationship, that in my eyes and across proximity. The father, was threatening to go public with what he knows concerning the matter. And we're being told, Andrew, that the father was arrested. So we don't want no medical examination, Simone, Anita, Jamal, and Desiree. We don't want no medical examination. But everything is all right. Everything is intact. I have my honor. But don't come around with funny. Milicia Jonas, with any medical examination. We good, man. Don't even bother with it. You see? And this girl I'm going to Georgetown, even though the woman prevailed. This child ain't going, but the woman stood her ground. So we're being told the father made threatenings. But he's going to enlighten the public about the mother's role. Allegedly, reportedly, allegedly, he coming to the public and he is now being arrested. He is now being arrested. But then the thing got a twist. Of course, you expect a story like this to have a twist. Say, coming to front, I'm going to let the public know what I know about who is involved. And then he is being arrested. But it's who arresting the father that has become so important. Vanessa Adams said, what is the charge? What do you think is the charge, Vanessa? The charge is what the charge is. Public nuisance. I don't know. The father is being arrested because he says, I'm going to see what role who has in this very delicate matter here in Region 1. And this thing go up to the top, you know. This thing go high. No. You behaving disorderly, daddy. Father-in-law, you behaving disorderly. These are the allegations. Oh, Clyde, come to the front of the class. Who do you think arresting daddy? These are the allegations emanating from Region 1, Maburuma. Allegedly, Sergeant Shazim Khan, we told, tried to arrest the father who wanted to go public about the mother. I need to see my priest. After this, I gotta see my priest. I ain't getting paid enough for this. I ain't getting paid at all. Huh? Hear about the young and the restless? Right. KP said Canis Calvic. Canis Calvic. Right? Canis Calvic. Yeah. Can daddy wants to say mommy's in what is the extent of mommy's involvement? And daddy is now being threatened. He's being threatened with arrest. Oh, you want to talk something? All right. You're going to get some time to clear your head and seal your lips. Loose lips sink ships, Daddy. And the arresting officer. All right. My God. This country needs, these I am bound to tell you. Even a stinking dirty, this gets stinking dirty about him. I am bound to tell you, these are the allegations. We live in a society where there's the presumption of innocence until, and Sergeant Corporal Sashim Khan have to have his day in court too. He has to have his day in court. He has to have his day in court. And we will await, as this investigation continues, to hear what Daddy says. We have to wait and hear what Daddy tells us. We have to wait and hear. Sergeant Corporal Shazim Khan. These are the allegations against the officer. Yes. And we hear this thing go upstairs. High up. Tomorrow I'll show you a photograph with some fellas holding up some red cups during election, man. Them boys telling y'all who the with, who got the back, and who the for, who the of. Got a cup. We voted. Take it easy now. They got 4 men in a photograph. We told Shazim he didn't write in one of them. He in the photograph. So he takes his orders from upstairs. That's where he takes his order from. Good folks, beautiful folks. Let us leave it there tonight and we can pick up. We're following the allegations. So we know more, y'all gonna know more. So we take a twist. What happens when the man comes to arrest you? Is the man not violating your family? You know? Daddy got a lot of patience, though. Daddy got a lot of patience. Peace and heart. Goodwill to all men. Get a lot of patience. And there's where we leave it, folks. We're going to see you guys on our next broadcast. Thanks for joining us. The hundreds of you, well, I could say safe, thousands of you who've joined us tonight. Mark and Lester, we got close to 3,000 people watching us. Sheila Boyd Child, Gavin and Debbie and Chubma, and all the other folks who are joining us this evening. Thanks for joining us. It's been a privilege serving you beautiful folks. It's been a privilege. Stay safe. That's our 10. That's our program.